Hello friends, welcome back to Ouroboros Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is looking into how the person on your mind is currently feeling about you. I'd like to apologize in advance. I'm recovering from a cold, so there might be moments where I sound congested or just overall sick, and so I apologize for that in advance. And I have 4 groups for you guys to choose from. Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, and Group 4. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to. Take as much time as you need to find the pile that sits right with your energy as well as with your person's, and I will see you in a minute. Hi, Pile 1. If you chose this Golden Rose card, then this is going to be your reading on how your person is currently feeling about you. And how we're going to do this today is the oracles that I've pulled are going to give us kind of some insight and clarity when it comes to what the current energy is between the two of you. It'll help me understand things a little bit better, and it will also help you decide whether or not this is actually your pile. I also have oracles to look into how your person is currently seeing you. And then we will get into tarot to look into how they're currently feeling. We'll pull more oracles if we need clarity on anything, and of course we'll get some advice at the end. So apart from the Golden Rose, we also have number 59, dispersing, number 5, conflict and defeat, number 7, patience and planning. We have instinct. And when it comes to how your person is currently viewing you, we have spider and we have moose, and the key word is release. So this pile feels like a pile that has probably been in a connection with this person for quite some time, or at least for long enough for a future to kind of have been laid out. And it kind of feels like the direction in which this connection was heading in the past is no longer the case. It feels kind of like this connection has reached some sort of blockage or obstacle, and it's causing the both of you, or at least one of you, to really question the direction of where this connection is heading. It seems like there's not a whole lot of like momentum going on in this connection right now toward the connection. It kind of feels like it's moving away from this connection. With conflict and defeat here, there could have been a lot of arguing and conflict that kind of led up to this breaking point. But really, the conflict and defeat card is talking about how there really isn't a way currently for there to be an opportunity for success. And it just feels like, even though where this connection is currently probably feels like it's the right thing to do for the time being, even though there is this with instinct here, I feel like there's, at least for one of you, a sense of trust in this, or a sense of deep inner knowing. Whether or not it can be explained further than that is something else. But it seems like there's definitely trust on one person's end for allowing this connection to unfold the way in which it is. And even though that's there, there's also still this elephant in the room of recognizing that what's to come, what's ahead in the future, is completely unknown at this point. Whereas perhaps in the past, it seemed pretty clear and drawn out, like laid out clearly. So that's kind of what I'm sensing for what's currently going on between the two of you. If that doesn't resonate, this probably isn't your pile. But let's look also at how this person is currently seeing you. And for that, we have the moose and the spider. And with this moose card here, the moose this particular card with the keyword release is talking about how moose in the winter shed their antlers in order to kind of save their energy, in order to keep themselves safe. And the spider is definitely like an energy or a spirit of hard work, of intention, of appreciating the process, of being enthusiastic about kind of being all in. The spider definitely is an action-oriented type of card. And I feel like this person is viewing you as somebody who really gave it their all. I don't think, like, if you're concerned about whether or not this person perhaps thinks less of you or is disappointed in you, I would say that that's not the case at all. This person seems to be really viewing you as somebody who really put in your best effort, who really showed up in this connection or in this relationship in a very intentional and conscious way. But at the same time, I think that they're recognizing that you've done all that you can. And at this point, the healthy thing for you to do, or the thing that feels right for you to do, the thing that you deserve to do, is allow yourself time to kind of take back your energy. It seems like they're definitely viewing you as somebody who is perhaps in like a state of self-preservation at the moment. But it's all all from the lens of self-love. Like, it doesn't seem like this person thinks you're selfish or anything. It seems like they're recognizing that, like, you have your best interest as well as perhaps their best interest at heart. So if that resonates, let's go ahead and get into how this person is currently feeling about you. And for that, we will use the Queer Tarot deck. And we're asking how pile one's person is currently feeling about pile one. What are pile one's person's current feelings towards pile one? Okay, we have the Ten of Cups. We have the Empress. We have the Four of Swords. The Nine of Swords. And the Queen of Wands. Please clarify the Ten of Cups. Why is the Ten of Cups here? Okay, so we have the Seven of Cups and the Page of Cups. Please clarify the Empress. Why is the Empress here? Why is the Empress here, Spirit? Okay, we have the Two of Wands. Why is the Four of Swords here? We have the King of Swords. Why is the Nine of Swords here? Why is the Nine of Swords here? We have the Four of Pentacles. And why is the Queen of Wands here, Spirit? We have Justice. Okay, and then on the back of the deck, we have the Nine of Cups. Okay. Very interesting. I kind of feel like this person is leaving a lot of things unsaid. With this Nine of Swords and the Four of Pentacles, I really do feel as though if this person hasn't really expressed or shown the emotional distress that I'm seeing here, it's because they're intentionally keeping it from you. It feels like this person is very concerned, very worried about this connection. But for some reason, there's definitely like a reservedness in opening up in like a vulnerable way to express that. It feels like I'm actually going to pull some more oracles real quick. Okay, please clarify this first column, Spirit. Why is the Ten of Cups here? Okay, so we have pain. Please clarify this second column, Spirit. Why is the Empress and the Two of Wands here? We have isolation. And please clarify this third column, Spirit. Why is the Four of Swords and the King of Swords here? Rejection. And then this last column, why is... Okay, and we have anxiety. Okay, and then on the back of the deck we have peace. It seems like this person like knows how they're feeling, but is from what I'm getting from this Ten of Cups, this is a card of like love. This is a card of emotional fulfillment, of happy endings, of people coming together. There's definitely an understanding on this person's end that this connection has brought them a lot of joy. But it also seems like they're at a point where they're really unsure of what to do. Like there's a part of them with this Page of Cups here that makes them feel as though, like the Page of Cups is about emotional offers and apologies. So like if this person has done anything to harm you or to wrong you in any way, I would say that this person feels remorse and would like to come forward with an apology. Or if it's just that there's damage that's been done to this connection, it feels like this person really has a strong desire to come forward and try to come up with a new way of going about things. But at the same time, we have the Seven of Cups here. And there's a couple of things coming through with it. The first one is that perhaps in the past, this person was not the most faithful or loyal. Perhaps they thought they had lots of different options, and they're realizing now that they've lost because of this. They've really dug themselves a hole. So that's one thing that's coming through. But another thing that's coming through is this inability to make a decision about whether or not they want to come forward. It seems like they're really stuck in a state of like limbo, of stagnancy, even though their emotions are telling them one thing. Their heart is telling them one thing, and then their ego is telling them another thing. And it feels like they have a serious fear here. Like there's none of these cards that have come out are positive cards in terms of feelings. And it really does feel as though they feel like they could either be rejected or they could even perpetuate more pain onto you. And I get the feeling that they're seeing you as this Empress, as well as the Queen of Wands, like somebody who is really leveling up currently, somebody who's really stepping into their power and making decisions for themselves. Like how I was talking about earlier, it feels like there's a roadblock or like a crossroads that this connection has reached. And this Two of Wands is symbolic of a crossroads as well. And I get the feeling that they feel as though you've moved on and they're in this kind of on their own. And with the King of Swords here, this is like a very logical, mental type of energy, like no nonsense. And it kind of feels like there is so much fear of being rejected here that they have like kind of like put a stop to like their big feelings of desire, in terms of acting on it. Like there's this person is intentionally taking space out of fear of being rejected. And I see it again with the Queen of Wands and Justice and anxiety. I feel like this person feels like you hold the power to making a decision of whether or not you want to bring this connection back into balance. There's like not a whole lot of power here. Like it feels like this person views you as somebody who has a lot of power, and for some reason, for whatever reason, they've kind of subjected themselves or assigned themselves to feeling powerless. And so rather than dealing with these feelings, it feels more so like they're just hoping for the best, and are kind of like hoping that without them having to do anything, things will work out. Is kind of, let's see if there's anything that I've missed though. What have I missed when it comes to how pile one's person is currently feeling about pile one? We have unfinished symphony, blessed, and higher power. Yeah, and then on the back of the deck we have to the sea. It feels like they don't feel as though this connection has come to a close. Like the golden rose, when it came out, is the message that's coming through is that there's like I think one of the key words for the golden rose is like a secret, the secret. And it kind of gives me the feeling of like the unknown, of knowing that there's more, but not knowing what it is. Like the path that was being kind of opened up has suddenly kind of dissipated. But within their heart of hearts, they feel as though this connection is not over. Like there's more to this connection. But it seems like they've really kind of subjected themselves to taking an inactive seat in this and allowing things to unfold naturally. But to the sea here, I would say that this person is definitely in their feelings. This person definitely has really deep feelings for you. But like if we look at this image, this person is on a boat by themselves. It's like I feel like they feel all of these things for you, but they're keeping themselves isolated. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys today. Let's go ahead and get you guys some advice before we close this reading out. What advice is there for pile one when it comes to their connection with this person? We have service. I feel good when I can help others. We have grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. Okay, that's way too many. What advice is there for pile one when it comes to their connection? And we have purpose. I know what I am here to do. Okay. So obviously take these how they resonate for you first and foremost. I would say that like if this is a connection that you are trying to step away from, one thing that's coming through is that perhaps it's time to explore the ways you can serve yourself as well as others that help you feel as though there's purpose. Like if you've been feeling isolated, I think that these cards might be encouraging you to put yourself out there and share the gifts that you have to offer to others in a way that's like meaningful and heartwarming for you. I also think with grief here, there's like an underlying message of allowing yourself to feel your feelings. There's no right or wrong way to go about this when it comes to feeling what you're feeling. I also think that like if there is a desire here still to like rekindle things or to see where this connection leads, it may be of benefit to kind of establish yourself outside of that connection prior to going back into it. But obviously take those how they resonate for you. There's millions of ways to interpret these, and you know your situation best. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys today, pile 1. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already to my channel so that I'll have the chance to read for you in more videos. And I hope that I will see you in another video soon. Bye. Hi, pile 2. So if you've chosen Earth's Heart, then this is going to be your reading on how your person is currently feeling about you. And how I've chosen to do this is the oracles here are going to show us kind of what's going on currently in your connection, just so I'll have a better understanding and you will know whether or not this is actually your connection. This is actually your pile. And from there, I also have oracles to show us kind of how your person is currently seeing you. We'll pull tarot to look into their feelings. We'll pull more oracles just to clarify and see if there's anything that I missed. And of course, we will get advice at the end. So the first card is Earth's Heart, but we also have number 1, Passion Ignited. We have number 6, Material and Spiritual Prosperity. We have number 45, Gathering Together. And we have Self-Worth. And then when it comes to how this person is currently seeing you, we have Shark and we have Bat. And the key word is intuition. So this feels very much so like this is a newer kind of connection, or if it is a longer term type of relationship, I would say that there's been a rebirth or a renewal of some kind. It definitely feels very fresh, like it feels very much like new love. It feels like there's absolutely a lot of really strong desires here on both ends. And it feels like this connection and the emotions, the depth of these emotions are very much mutual. Like the two of you share in this desire and in this attraction for one another. But it goes beyond passion in the sense of like being physically attracted to one another. This, with the Earth's Heart here, it feels like both of your heart spaces are really opening up and are calling to one another. It also feels like even though there is this like passionate card here, I know a lot of the times when we think of passion, it can kind of look kind of like an emotional roller coaster. And this doesn't seem like that. It doesn't feel like there's an emotional roller coaster that the two of you are on. This seems more so like a love that's kind of built and rooted in respect. It seems like there's a value of yourself as well as of others on both ends. It definitely feels very exciting, and there are really big feelings here. It just doesn't feel chaotic. And I think that's the difference that I'm trying to kind of clarify. It's passionate. There's a lot of feelings, but it's not chaos. It feels very healthy. And also like there's a lot of potential here for this connection to grow, not only in terms of like emotions, but also in terms of like building a future together that like is tangible. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. So if that resonates for you, let's look into how your person is currently seeing you. I think that your person is like very much so drawn to you. Like, obviously with these cards having come out, that's definitely the case, but the shark is a very like intriguing and captivating type of energy. But the shark is also representative of a truth needing to be revealed, or like having hidden desires. And I kind of get the feeling with the shark in the back here that your person recognizes that you feel the same way for them as they do for you. But I kind of get the feeling that they feel as though you have more to say, or perhaps you haven't expressed how you're feeling as openly and transparently as perhaps they would like you to, or as perhaps they feel as though is the truth. Like, it seems like they really feel like you're holding yourself back from expressing your desires, whether those are physical desires or emotional desires, or like whatever the case may be. It seems like they know, it seems like they're seeing you as somebody who feels much more than perhaps you have let on. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and get the tarot and see how this person is feeling. How is pile two's person currently feeling? So we have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. How are they currently feeling? How is pile two's person currently feeling? We have the Nine of Wands. How is pile two's person currently feeling? Okay, so we have the Hermit, Death, and the Magician. Why is the Seven of Pentacles here? Please clarify the Seven of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Why is the Nine of Wands here? We have the Devil. Why is the Hermit here? We have the Ten of Swords. Why is Death here? We have the Page of Wands and the Knight of Wands. And why is the Magician here? We have the Seven of Swords. Interesting. And on the back of the deck, we have the Four of Wands. Okay. So, this is really interesting, and there's a really clear message that's coming through. I feel like this person is going through a transformation of their own right now. And it's kind of been inspired by this connection, I would say. It's kind of been inspired by the deep feelings that they have. But what's coming through is mostly having to do with them rather than you. Like, what kind of? Okay, let me just explain. Like, as soon as the Page of Wands and the Knight of Wands came out, it feels like this person perhaps in the past was somebody who either was kind of like a player, somebody who perhaps like really played the field, or they were somebody who was really drawn to that type of energy, was really drawn to other people who didn't necessarily want to settle down. And it seems like this is transforming in some way, shape, or form. Like either this person is transforming within themselves when it comes to perhaps wanting to settle down. There's definitely like a lot of happiness and joy and stability that can be found in this Four of Wands. And so I do feel as though that's something that they see within this connection and feel within this connection. And it's kind of causing me to believe that this person is really transforming, is really stepping outside of like perhaps what they've always done in order to have this dream come true that they see is possible with you. But at the same time, I kind of feel like there's concern here. I'm actually going to clarify a couple of these columns. Please clarify this second column. Why is the Nine of Wands and the Devil here? Why is the Nine of Wands and the Devil here? Why is the Nine of Wands and the Devil here? Okay, we have love. And why is the Magician and the Seven of Swords here? Determination. I get the feeling that like there's a few messages that are coming through. Either this person has some serious trust issues based on like what they've been attracted to and who they've kind of given their energy to in the past, and because of this there's like a lot of concern here that perhaps they're going to get played again. I think that and obviously that's not something that they want. So that's one thing that's coming through. Another thing that's coming through is perhaps their own concern for themselves behaving in this way. Like this is something that they're concerned is going to be an issue. And I think that like what it comes down to is this Devil card. Like I feel like this person, although they've gone through a lot of transformation and although they're currently in a transformation, it seems like they aren't necessarily, there's certain habits or there's certain thought patterns that are difficult for them to discern, like between codependency and love perhaps, like, and I think that like they're recognizing that to be in any sort of connection, to be fully in when it comes to a connection, it's going to take work. And it takes two people with their own pasts, with their own habits that perhaps they're trying to break, to come together and make the effort every day to kind of keep this in check, to keep this in balance. And it seems like even though there is this concern that perhaps they could be hurt or lied to or become really dependent, or perhaps they could hurt you, like there's definitely like an awareness of the reality of what it means to allow yourself to be vulnerable. But even through that, they're recognizing that like good things take time, and it wouldn't really be of benefit to them to make an assumption and then just run with it before allowing things to kind of bloom, before allowing things to slowly begin to reveal themselves and start growing. And I think that this person feels very much so ready to be in a connection and do the work. It's like they've been in this transformative energy of trying to figure out what to do, of trying to heal or learn, or perhaps they haven't. Perhaps they're recognizing that like they've always been in connections. But either way, there's this desire within them to not do this alone. And it feels to me like there is such growth happening for this person, and perhaps for you as well. And the changes that are happening are scary, and there's a lot of what ifs here is what I'm seeing. But this person at the end of the day feels as though it's worth it. Like, if they didn't see and feel all of these wonderful feelings, they wouldn't be wanting to put this effort in. They wouldn't be wanting to take a chance on love. But let's see what else comes through. Okay. Is there anything that I missed when it comes to how their person is feeling? So we have deep knowing, chop wood, and happy. Okay. So it kind of feels like this person wants to put in the work, like recognizes that there are going to be times when, I mentioned a minute ago that there was I mentioned the idea of like an emotional roller coaster or of chaos, and it kind of feels like perhaps this person used to be in something like that, or perhaps has been drawn to that, or has participated in something like that in the past. And it seems like deep down inside, even though this might feel very foreign to them, this like level of stability, it's something that they truly know will make them happy. Like, just because there's not this element of chaos to it doesn't mean that it's not something that's going to bring a great deal of joy to them as well as to you. And they have a desire to kind of like almost do the mundane things with you just as much as they would love to do the things that bring them a lot of joy and passion and excitement. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I feel like they know that there's something really special about this connection, and they don't want to do anything to mess it up. Let's go ahead and get you guys some advice. What advice is there for pile 2? So we have health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. We have growth. I want to expand my conscious awareness, my consciousness and my awareness. And we have grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. This card also came out for pile 1. Obviously, take these as they resonate for you first and foremost, but from what I'm seeing here, like my gut reaction to these is that it's okay to, how do I want to say it? Like it feels like if this is a connection that's really stable and is perhaps lacking in that chaotic kind of way, or in that toxic kind of way that perhaps feels comfortable or familiar. I think that what this is indicative of is that it's okay to kind of like mourn a part of you that like is no longer serving you, to say goodbye to it, and recognize that even if there is kind of a feeling of loss in that, there's also so much to be gained that kind of trumps the loss of it. But obviously take these as they resonate for you. That's just kind of how I'm seeing these cards based on what little I know of your situation. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys today, pile 2. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and hopefully I will have the opportunity to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hi pile 3. If you chose this separation card, this is going to be a reading on how your person is currently feeling. And how I've chosen to do this is these oracles here are going to be representative of kind of what the current energy is between the two of you, just so that I'll have a better understanding of what's going on and you'll know whether or not this is actually your pile. I also have oracles to show us how your person is currently viewing you, how they see you. We'll go ahead and pull tarot to see how your person is currently feeling. I have more oracles that we can shuffle and pull if we need clarification on anything. And then of course we'll get advice at the very end. So along with the separation card, we also have number 6, moving on, dissipating, number 50, the cauldron, and number 1, the base chakra. And then when it comes to how your person is currently seeing you, we have butterfly, chinchilla with the keyword being sacrifice, and longhorn with the keyword being tolerate. Okay, so this to me feels like a connection that has gone through a pretty significant type of ending, breakup, separation, whatever you want to call it. With this base chakra card here, I kind of feel like this is a connection that has kind of, with this separation comes a feeling of being uprooted. Like, it feels like this was a very grounded connection, a very long-term connection. I wouldn't be surprised if this separation is more so along the lines of a divorce, or the two of you were living together, or your finances are intertwined. There's definitely a lot of being uprooted that I'm sensing here, and it seems like it at the current moment where the energy stands is kind of like a permanent moving forward, moving on from this connection, rather than like a break or a state of limbo. It seems like there's definitely been a finality to this, or clarity when it comes to this connection, when it comes to this ending. And I think part of it with the cauldron here has to do with this being something that has been perhaps like a long time coming, or there was just so much brewing beneath the surface that inevitably it was going to happen. Like, it just seems like this connection has kind of run its course, and one or both of you is choosing to walk away. Like, it feels very intentional. So if that doesn't feel right to you, if that doesn't feel like what's currently happening for you and your connection, I would suggest looking at another pile, because it's very clear to me that this is like a pretty heavy type of separation. But that's what I'm seeing. And then when it comes to how this person is currently seeing you, it feels like they're viewing you as somebody who has gone through some really sudden or rapid or profound changes. Like, perhaps they don't recognize you as the same person they did when this connection was on different terms. It seems like they're looking at you as somebody who perhaps put up with a lot more than they needed to in order to salvage this connection, or in order to make this connection work. And I kind of sense that they're viewing you as somebody who is leveling up, or who has gotten wiser, has become wiser, or who has become more aware of what it is that you deserve. I get the feeling that they recognize that even if this connection were to somehow come back into union, it wouldn't be the same, simply because of the changes and the growth that you have gone through. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and look into how this person is currently feeling. Okay, how is pile 3's person currently feeling? So we have the 10 of Pentacles, the 6 of Pentacles, we have the 4 of Swords, we have Death, and we have the 3 of Cups. Okay, why is the 10 of Pentacles here? We have the 8 of Pentacles. Why is the 6 of Pentacles here? Why is the 6 of Pentacles here? We have the 7 of Wands. Why is the 4 of Swords here? We have the Queen of Wands. Why is Death here? Please clarify Death. We have the Knight of Pentacles. And why is the 3 of Cups here? We have the Hermit. And then on the back of the deck, we have the 4 of Cups. I get the feeling that this person is not necessarily in the most positive of headspaces currently. I feel as though this person is intentionally isolating themselves at the moment. It could be that, like, if this person, with the 3 of Cups here, obviously, like, at times we can interpret this as a third-party energy. And so if there was a third party that you were aware of, if there's anything like that going on currently or in your past, it seems like this person has decided to take a step back from that. But I do see a lot of isolation here. Like, I get the feeling that they're in an apathetic or pessimistic type of mood right now, where they're allowing themselves the time and the space that they need in order to kind of recuperate or heal from this separation. I get the feeling that they don't necessarily know what it is that they want. And like I said earlier, like, it feels like this was like a more longer term type of connection, or a more serious type of connection. And I get the feeling that this person recognizes that they need time and space to heal, and also perhaps to even, like, come back to themselves and remember who they are. There's a lot of pentacles here. For the 10 of Pentacles to come out, this to me is, again, kind of like suggesting that perhaps the two of your finances were kind of enmeshed or intertwined. But regardless of whether or not it's quite literal when it comes to finances, or perhaps it's simply just the hopes and the dreams and the goals for this connection. Either way, it seems like they are feeling as though there's a pretty significant loss when it comes to what was being focused on. Like, they feel as though they were working towards a particular goal with you, or they were working towards something in particular when it comes to their own abundance and wealth. And I kind of get the feeling that they don't necessarily know what to shift their focus to now. I also feel like there's a defensiveness here when it comes to perhaps equal, like if this is a divorce, or like a connection where the two of you are having to like split things down the middle, I get the feeling that there's a lot of defensiveness here. Like, this person doesn't necessarily want to go 50-50. I feel as though they feel like perhaps they're getting the short end of the stick when it comes to the direction of where things are headed. And I kind of get that feeling again with Death and the Knight of Pentacles. It feels like the direction in which they were heading in acquiring wealth or in achieving their goals is something that has kind of come to a halt and is being completely redirected. And it feels like a really significant ending for this person. But the biggest message that's coming through for me is that this person genuinely feels as though they're being treated unfairly, or like they're getting the short end of the stick, and they don't like what's being offered in this type of separation. Like, whether or not that's like an emotional offer, like if you've kind of been suggesting that perhaps the two of you can be friends, or if you've been suggesting that, like, whatever offers you've made, or whatever options have become available for the two of you, whatever the case may be, it seems as though they're not happy with their options. They're not happy with what's being presented, and it seems like there's a stubbornness to that, like a willfulness when it comes to accepting what's being presented in the present moment. But let's see if there's anything that I've missed. Is there anything that I've missed when it comes to how they're feeling? We have faith, abundance, and anger. Yeah, there's definitely, like, with abundance coming out again, there's definitely something here where this person is really focused on like the material and financial and physical portion of this connection and the loss that they're taking in that sense. And I think that there's some bitterness in how things have gone. I'm going to clarify this faith card. Why is faith here? Ideation. It feels like this person is not wanting to accept the finality of this situation, of this separation. It feels like they are wanting to continue on being in like a committed type of relationship. It seems like this person is focusing on what if or what could be rather than what is. There's just like a level of like rejecting the present moment. Let's see what else comes through. How is this person currently feeling? truth be told, not for you, and clean it up. And then on the back of the deck, we have a change in the wind. I think this person feels rejected in certain ways and feels kind of like, I kind of get the feeling that they feel powerless in this separation. And while there is resistance to the truth of things, it's glaringly obvious that there's some sort of like turmoil, or there's some sort of damage that has been done. And regardless of what it is that they wish would happen, changes are coming even if they resist it. I think this person feels pretty powerless right now. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you guys. Let's go ahead and get some advice. What advice is there for pile 3? Okay, I'm going to take all of them. So we have perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Acceptance. I am learning to accept the things that I cannot change. And imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspects of my mind. So obviously take these how they resonate for you first and foremost, but from what I'm seeing in these cards, based on what the rest of the cards have kind of shown, is that it's really important during this time to stay strong, like hold your values, hold your goals, your reasoning for things very steadfastly. Like, there may be instances where it becomes very tempting to go back into old patterns, or very tempting to kind of create a quick fix for the discomfort, and your guides are kind of like asking you to ride this wave, because the wave that you're on is something that I feel like for a lot of you, your higher self has helped create in a lot of ways, like helped you move forward in a lot of ways toward. And it seems like there are brighter days ahead, and it's important to envision what it is that you want beyond just something that feels comfortable, or beyond something that just feels easy. It seems like now is a really, really abundant or fertile time for you to create the life that you truly want, or to create or manifest certain things that you've been envisioning for yourself. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys, pile 3. Take what resonates, leave the rest. If this didn't resonate, it's probably because it's not your pile, and feel free to check out others. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel so that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hi pile 4. If you chose this synchronicity card, then this is going to be your reading on how the person on your mind is currently feeling. And how I've chosen to do this is the oracles here are going to give us insight into what the current energy is between the two of you, what's kind of currently happening. You'll be able to tell whether or not this is your pile based on that. I also have oracles to show us how your person is currently viewing you, how they see you. We'll pull tarot to look into how they're currently feeling, and we'll clarify with more oracles as we go. And of course, we'll get advice at the very end. So in addition to this synchronicity card, we also have number 6, memories of love. We have number 36, darkening of the light. abundance, faith, and confusion. We also have number 1, love begins. And then when it comes to how your person is viewing you, you guys got a whole lot more than the other piles, but we have stingray, swan. We also have lion with the keyword being rest, and we have ermine and the keyword is clarity. Okay, so what comes to mind immediately for me when I'm looking at these cards is that this could be a connection where things ended and then you guys like ran into each other, or there's like a rekindling of some kind. It seems like this connection has a history, and it's either a history that's like already played out in this lifetime, or this is a past life connection. This also could be a connection that reminds you or the other person very much so of something that they shared perhaps with another person. But I definitely see a fresh start here. And I also get the sense of like there being a feeling of nostalgia, which is kind of why I'm kind of feeling like this is a connection that's being rekindled or is being given a second chance. It definitely feels like there is life kind of being breathed into this connection as we speak. But at the same time, with confusion here and with darkening of the light, I kind of get the feeling that there's either some stagnancy going on, or there's some anxiety around where this connection is headed. And I mean, we see it in just this card in general with confusion, but then if we look at this abundance card, we see 2 different scenarios playing out where one man sees that he's dropped like some gold coins and sits and worries and worries and worries rather than doing anything about getting what it is that he wants. And then there's an image of another person realizing that there are gold coins in this gutter and they're doing something to get what it is that they want. And it just feels like there could be like maybe some stagnancies, like a state of limbo, or a push-pull kind of thing of like moving a couple steps forward and then taking a pause. I definitely sense fear around perhaps getting hurt again, or perhaps history repeating itself from another connection. But there's, with synchronicity and with faith here, I think intuitively there's definitely a knowing that this connection is kind of being divinely guided. So if that resonates, if that's resonating for you, let's go ahead and look at how this person is currently seeing you. And I would say that they definitely see you in a very positive light. Like if this is a connection from your past that's kind of being renewed right now, I would say that this person definitely feels as though you've evolved and kind of stepped into your power, stepped into your sense of self or sense of self-worth. I get the feeling that for some of you, there's boundaries that you have put into place that, like out of self-love and self-respect, that this person is kind of valuing, is kind of at least highlighting here. But I also kind of get the feeling that your person, with this swan card here, as well as with the lion card, your person is kind of feeling as though perhaps you're not entirely focused on this connection, or you're not all in. Like it kind of feels like perhaps you're more so focused on your own healing journey, or just on yourself and your well-being in general. And it seems like you're very intentional with what you are putting your energy into. And I see intentionality here with the ermine as well. It seems like they're seeing you as somebody who perhaps has a much clearer thought pattern or clearer mindset than they do. Because we do have this confusion card, but with the ermine here, the keyword is clarity. So I'm kind of feeling like this person feels like perhaps they are either being left out in the dark in some sort of way, or perhaps you hold more of an upper hand or sense of power, sense of choice in this connection. Or you have more answers than they have. There's definitely a sense of like looking up to you, I would say, with these cards, thinking highly of you. So if that has resonated for you, let's go ahead and look into how this person is currently feeling. We're going to use the Queer Tarot for that. How is Pile 4's person currently feeling? So we have the Emperor. How are they currently feeling about Pile 4? How is this person currently feeling about Pile 4? We have the Four of Wands, the Two of Wands, the Four of Pentacles. How is Pile 4's person currently feeling about Pile 4? And we have the King of Cups. Please clarify the Emperor spirit. Why is the Emperor here? Please clarify the Emperor. We have the Hierophant. Please clarify the Four of Wands. We have the King of Swords. Please clarify the Two of Wands. Why is the Two of Wands here? We have the World. Why is the Four of Pentacles here? Please clarify the Four of Pentacles. We have the Page of Cups, and please clarify the King of Cups. We have Temperance, and on the back of the deck we have the Lovers. Okay. So, one thing that I'm getting pretty heavily is this feeling of like wanting commitment or wanting to go about things in a very traditional way. I get the feeling that this person has a desire to kind of guide this connection towards what it is that this person wants, which seems to me like a committed, monogamous type of relationship. And if it's not monogamous, still committed. I think that this person has really, really deep feelings for you that they are trying to slow down or keep into balance. Like we have so much indicating like deep feelings. With the Four of Wands, there's not only like deep feelings of love and care here, but there's also deep feelings of happiness. Like this person feels very comfortable around you and very happy when they're with you. And I also see it with the Page of Cups, which is definitely a card of emotional offers, of love. The Lovers is pretty self-explanatory. And then we have the King of Cups, which is definitely a card of like emotional intelligence, of sensitivity, of like following your heart. And what's interesting is that these two cards here are being clarified by cards indicating like kind of like a conservative type of approach, a slowing things down. And with this Four of Wands, we have the King of Swords, which is like a much more logical, tactical approach to this happiness. And I get the feeling that this person doesn't necessarily feel confused about what it is that they want. There might be, obviously with the confusion card, there's definitely an element of feeling confused, but I think that it's more so feeling confused about what lays ahead for this connection rather than how this person feels. This person, we have a lot of like masculine energy here. We have the Emperor, the Hierophant, the King of Swords, the King of Cups. Like, this person knows what it is that they want. They know how they feel. They want to take charge. They want to go after this. But it seems like there's a really intentional approach to taking things slowly. I don't feel like this person has 1 foot in and 1 foot out, which I think is something that's like somewhat of a concern on their end when it comes to how they think you might necessarily be feeling. And I think that that's a very specific message just for a few of you. But with the Two of Wands in the world here, it feels like this person has made up their mind. There's no more like overplaying things or overthinking things or becoming anxiety ridden about recognizing that they need to make a decision. This person, and the Lovers is a card about making choices, about making decisions. It feels like this person feels very strong and confident about what it is that they want, but their approach towards getting it has to do with how they think you're feeling, and they're trying to take a much more conservative, slower approach is kind of what I'm picking up on. And if that's not resonating for you, this probably isn't your pile. Because I definitely see really strong feelings here that are being led by logic and tact. Like, there's a tactic to this person's approach. I would say that this person has kind of like blended their head and their heart. But let's keep going. Let's see what else comes through. Is there anything that I have missed when it comes to how this person is currently feeling about pile 4? We have intuition, comfort, and mystery. Yeah. This, and then on the back of the deck we have hunger. This really kind of just further stamps the message into place when it comes to like I was saying with this Four of Wands, it feels like they feel happy with you, but the Four of Wands is also about coming home. It's about stability, and for comfort to come out right over the Four of Wands, it's just solidifying this idea that this person intuitively knows that they are meant to be in this connection with you. But where these feelings kind of get trampled on or get blurred is when it comes to thinking about the future. I feel like there's a really strong desire here for more than what they have currently with you, and there's confusion as to whether or not they are going to receive what it is that they want. Yeah, let's keep going. Let's see if there's anything else that wants to come through. Is there anything that I missed when it comes to how pile 4's person is currently feeling? We have orphaned. So one message that had kind of come to mind a minute ago that I didn't share had to do with when I was talking about these two cards here, hunger and mystery. I think it's important to remember that the way that this person is viewing you currently as the swan and the stingray, if that's an accurate representation of like kind of what's going on from your perspective, I think it's important to remember that like you looking after your own well-being and your own joy, taking responsibility for that is really important and very empowering. And if this person is demanding that you kind of take a step away from that in order to focus on them, it may be a very unfair request on their part if they're not kind of showing up with the same energy that you are when it comes to taking care of yourself and nurturing yourself. And with this orphan card here, it kind of solidifies that for me, where this person kind of has these expectations that aren't necessarily being met entirely, and it's kind of triggering perhaps a fear of abandonment or a feeling of being abandoned, in the sense of like they expect you to meet all of their needs, like almost like a child would expect a parent to. But let's keep going. Is there anything that I missed when it comes to how this person is currently feeling? We have co-create and we have happy. And on the back of the deck, we have new life. Again, here's this card kind of indicating a rebirth, a rekindling, a new start. I think that this person feels very hopeful for what the future brings. And I think that this orphan card is really kind of like an acknowledgement of kind of like some shadow aspects of this person that they're currently working through. But like their highest self is recognizing that there's a lot of potential for this connection to be created by the two of you, to create something that would give both of you so much joy. And I think that this person is already feeling a great deal of joy by having you in their life. It just feels like there's so much potential and magic in the air for what's to come. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys today. This person feels excited, feels a great deal of love, a great deal of joy, feels, I would say, compelled to go after what it is that they want. But let's go ahead and get you some advice. What advice is there for pile 4 when it comes to this connection? What advice is there for pile 4? We have envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. We have relationships. I am attracted to those people who serve my higher good. We have discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. And we have forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. So, what comes to mind for me, especially with this relationships and discipline, these two cards here, is that focusing on yourself, focusing on your own happiness, your own well-being, making sure that you are choosing people and paths that are serving your higher good, even if it feels less comfortable than choosing something else, is really going to serve you in your own life as well as in this connection. I think envy here may be here just to kind of encourage you, if it's been difficult for you to understand where this person is coming from, that perhaps showing this person some grace and forgiveness might be something that's really empowering and healing for you. However, with envy here, it could also be that perhaps it's really important to not necessarily focus on where others are at in life, or like it just seems like these cards here are all encouraging you to continue focusing on your own healing journey, your own self-love journey. So obviously take them how they resonate for you first and foremost. I'm sorry that my cat just came to join us. She hasn't done this in a while, so this must be a very special pile. But that's what I'm seeing for you guys today, pile 4. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing to my channel so that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye!